Brett, who is your garbage person of the week?
My garbage person of the week is the entire Department of Health and Human Services for bringing out a garbage, horrible, counterproductive sex education program for which there is backlash. As reported by the Daily Beast, there is backlash over MAGA's drive for teen abstinence and their ongoing fixation with children's genitals. The Trump administration is set to slash teen pregnancy prevention programs unless, according to the Daily Beast, unless they adhere to new rules that emphasize greater sexual abstinence and parental control. An HHS policy notice, it continues, redefines what can be taught about teen sexual activity, dictates what is, quote, medically accurate information on contraception, i.e. that it's fictional and doesn't exist, and gives parents more rights to protect their children, quote, from content that undermines their religious beliefs. Because according to them, you can pray the gay away and pray away the pregnancy and the evil wieners. Now, we all know who have been alive for a very long time and lived through sex education and have studied it firsthand. Abstinence-only education is reported in 2017, but many other times by the Columbia Mailman, my favorite school of public health, it's a failure. Two new papers in 2017 highlighted the scientific and ethical shortcomings of abstinence only until marriage approach, including what's hilarious about this is if you teach abstinence only education, it runs counter to what you want to accomplish. If your stated goal is that you want to avoid pregnancy, kids are still going to do it because their bodies tell them how. And also so does porn in the worst possible way. But also if you do that without the contraception and the safe sex protocols that you would teach these kids, it leads to increased sexually transmitted infections or STIs, which in many cases lead to infertility. So for all these people that want to grow the population through increased fertility, you're actually getting kids infertile because you're not telling them something as simple as here's how not to get syphilis. Okay, here is a statement from the HHS, the Secretary of Health, the acting Secretary of Health, Dorothy Fink, doctor. Prioritizing parental involvement in education of children on the most sensitive topics creates a healthy environment for children to engage with medically accurate and age-appropriate material. But here's the problem: if you don't teach kids how to do this stuff, the parents are just gonna la 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 la. And the kids aren't gonna learn how not to die from stuff that their bodies are telling them to do. The HHS statement said the policy reaffirms the teen pregnancy prevention program's core mission to reduce teen pregnancy through medically accurate and age-appropriate programming, not to promote harmful ideologies, risky sexual activity for minors, or other content outside the scope of the program. Here's the thing, dudes. I have been the victim of many non-abstinence only sex ed programs and then abstinence forward sex ed programs. The thing is, the ones that teach you how sex works and where babies come from actually scare the hell out of you from having sex more effectively. I remember a poster my friend made about some kind of viral infection that literally, I remember he made like, he was a very good artist. It looked like a gremlin virus and it said, I latch onto your genitals and I never go away.
Yeah.
That and my overall personality at the time prevented me from having sex for a very long time. The record lately from the HHS includes allowing Maryland's people to opt out of school curriculum for LGBT plus affiliated teachings, regardless of whether it's in sex ed or anything. If you feel like a book isn't good for your child, no matter how many Caldecott winning awards it has, or Newbery awards, or Nobel prizes, or whatever, you can just opt out. Meanwhile, they want us to spend money on Catholic schools and Christian schools, but probably not on Muslim schools and Hindu schools, which violates the First Amendment, which says that Congress shall not establish no law establishing a state religion. But you know they're either backing the Christian ones over any other ones. I'd settle for a Jewish day school teaching me sex education because Jews really love doing it. As Shaughnessy Non, president of 314 Action, says, from canceling children's cancer research to gutting the suicide prevention hotline and peddling vaccine conspiracy clickbait, America's top health official, in this case RFK Jr., is undermining science and abusing his power to destroy our health system. This doesn't make anyone healthy again. It puts young women's lives at risk. And need I remind you, people like RFK are the reason that like Disneyland kids get measles. It's the whitest thing ever. It's giving us problems that we've already solved and somehow finding a way to make it wildly expensive. They're so white it hurts.
Yeah. Very well
John?
done. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, this just feels like 15 years ago Republican nonsense that they're just rebooting everything these days.
And the video games, John, they're making kids violent.
Exactly. The thing about this, I can't go off the way I want to. I love that like they can pursue something not for the reasons they say they are, and not caring if it fails because it's not actually a problem. And if it fails, they can use that situation they created to demonize people more. Like none of that is the way that like government is supposed to work, but they can do it all because it functions as a useful distraction so people don't realize what they're actually in government to do. And I hate it. It's bad for everyone. It's also, this story is just a reminder of how something can be indisputable, can be obvious, proven that, like, for instance, abstinence-only education does not actually accomplish the goals. And it is utterly irrelevant that you have proven that over and over and over and over again. It will never have an effect on these people. They will never learn because they don't care. And that's depressing. Again, it's one of those things that makes you question whether democracy can actually work.
If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.